Hey people, going to be doing a review of this NeilMed Sinus rinse. Okay, before we start, you can already hear I'm nasal as can be. I live in Los Angeles. Our weather is just crazy. Last week it was 93 degrees out here. We had fires all over the place. It was extremely dry. And now in another couple days, we're going to drop down to 56 in the daytime, from 93 to 56 with 3 days of rain and lots of bad traffic. So I have been fighting this nasal thing that I've got. My videos are long, so if you don't want to listen to this, then just disappear. Don't leave any rude comments. If you like my videos, please do a thumbs up, a subscribe, a like, a share. If you want to donate to keep me going, ask for my PayPal so you can leave a donation for me. And so here we go. So my body's really weird with temperature changes. In the daytime, I can handle cold really well. At nighttime, I'm just like a little wuss, and I get really cold, and I get hot, then I get sweaty, then I get cold, and I get hot, and it's just a nightmare. If I turn on the heater, then I get too hot, and if I turn off the heater, then my skin gets really cold, and when my skin is cold, I start to sweat to warm up, and when I start to sweat, the cold hits the sweaty skin, and then I get cold. It's a nightmare. So I've been fighting this nasal thing for probably like a month, and what's happening is because it's so dry out here, when you get towards that time of year, winter, the temperature dries out, the humidity goes down, your sinuses get dry, germs get in there, and that's why we get sick and we have flu season. So my nostrils have been really dry and my throat is dry. No matter how much water I drink, I'm just dry. And at nighttime, like I said, I turn on the heater, which dries me out more, and it drops the humidity in the room, and then I get cold, and it's okay. So I wake up all night long coughing, having a dry cough, not because my throat is dry, well, even though it is, but the back of my nostrils are dry. So let me show you, why do you use this NeilMed? Now check out my channel. I did a review of I think it's the Sinus Plus. It's an irrigator, and I'll tell you why I bought this instead in a minute. Okay, so let me show you what is going on. I'm not really a doctor, but I don't know if these markers are still good. Okay, so let's see if this nose. Okay, so we got this big nose, and you got your nostrils over here, and then let's put the face over here. I'm not too good of an artist, but I forgot to put the camera down. That's the nose. Let me do that again so you can see me doing it. So you got this big schnozzle over here. And you have your face. And of course, you have your mouth. And then you have your sinus pockets over here. So what happens is the nostrils, the sinus pocket over here, sinus pocket over here. Let's put some eyes over here. And we have sinus pockets above the eyes. And we have, I think, sinus pockets down by the chin. And a lot of people get congestion below the eyes. So when I use the Sinus whatever it is, the water, it's under much more pressure. It goes up. It goes into these pockets very well, but it also goes into the pockets above the eyes, which a lot of people have congestion. I do. I know that when I use the Sinus or whatever that is, the water helps. It goes through there and it opens things up. The problem is that even if I lean over the bathtub and let my nose just run, all that water just comes pouring out, and it will pour out. Even the next day, some of it might be coming out. But the problem I have is that I feel the congestion all in here. The water just seems like it never drains. Oh, let me put some ears over here. Okay, so it doesn't feel like it drains. And it's oh boy, somebody's whistling outside. The dog's going to bark. So it's really annoying to have the water up here. So I bought this NeilMed because I had it years ago. I had another thing like it. I had the bottle to do this with, and I threw it out because I hadn't used it in a long time. But I've been really dry I lay down and right, this is what it is. I don't know what you call it. I don't know if it's the postnasal drip area. I don't know how the throat, let's throw a throat in here. We got a throatal area in here. So what happens is when I breathe air into my nostrils, it gets to the back and it burns, it hurts, and it dries this whole area out. And then when it's dried out, when I go to swallow, there's no moisture in there, however that works, and then I just start to cough to try to, it's bad. So I bought this thing at Costco. You can buy it on Amazon also, I'm sure. I'm going to go look up the link. I'll leave an affiliate link in the description of the video so you can buy it. It helps me out, helps you out. So what does it come with? It comes with a can of sinus allergy cold. What the heck is in this? Probably just salt. What is it? Ingredient, purified water, and sodium chloride. So that's salt. So it's a spray bottle of salt. It comes with 2 of these bottles. They say use the bottle for 3 months and throw it away. They want you to be very careful. You're not supposed to use sink water. There are very few, but there are reports online of people who used water from the sink and they got some type of brain thing, some amoeba or something floated into their brain, and it took them out. They couldn't recover from it. So they want you to use bottled water or boiled water. I never have, and I'm still alive, but that's up to you. So it comes with 2 of these bottles. It says use it for 3 months and throw it away. In between uses, they want you to use boiling water to kill germs or organisms or whatever. So it has 2 bottles of that, and it has 2 bottles of this. It has the spray bottle, and it comes with, what does it say, a package? It comes with this big sack. You need this big sack. 250 pre-mixed packets. Now what these are, if you just got the bottles, you could make this stuff yourself. All it is, you're supposed to use kosher salt. Kosher salt is a really pure salt, and then you can use a tiny bit of baking soda in the mixture to buffer it out so it does not burn your nostrils really bad. Don't use an excessive amount of salt if you're doing this on your own, because it will really, your nostrils will just pour and burn. But this is a pre-packaged, pre-mixed, 250. So you get this package of 250, you get the spray, and you get the 2 bottles for 19 bucks. So I used it today. I went to the store to buy this. I bought a vaporizer also because right now in this room, normally in my place it's like 56% humidity during most of the year. Winter, right now it's 36, and it's just, I'm choking and coughing and dried out. So I bought this thing. I went to the store this morning, bought that and the vaporizer. I'm going to do a review on the vaporizer in a minute, how to set it up. And I put the water in there. And so the idea behind this, you want to keep your head straight up. You never want to tilt your head downward. And the reason is when you tilt your head down towards the sink, the water can go up your nostrils, up the nostrils, and it can get messed. It can cause the escutcheon, what is that, the escutcheon tube? Escutcheon tube? Whatever. It's the thing that goes to the ear. It can cause that to be plugged up, and then you've got ear problems also. So they want you to keep your head straight up, and you squeeze the bottle, whoop, and it takes the water and it shoots it up the nostril. And so I used it today. And you got to be really careful. Children should not use this. People who do not know what they're doing should not use this. Elderly people should not use this because you got to be really careful. If you don't learn how to close off your throat, this water can go straight up and go into your lungs and you can choke. And that is a serious thing. So I kept my head straight up. I shot the stuff in. It went up into these little nostril sacs, probably went into the bottom ones, went into the nostrils. Okay, so you hear the dry cough now. And you can hear me. I'm sniffing. Oh boy. Okay, so the air just went into the back of the throat, and now it irritated me a little. But there's nothing coming up. There's just a dry cough because everything's irritated. So I did this. And what it did, the salt water goes into the nasal passages, and it makes them, the nasal passages of the body is mostly salt. salt water. So, saline solution. So it caused this stuff to drain. It caused it to bubble up a little bit. Lots of nasal secretions. Now, they talk about dust mites and all this other stuff, and allergen, irritants, and maybe not. This caused everything to drain and open up. Now, I have a deviated septum. That doesn't make things better, but I'm going to sniff on the right now. It's probably 90% open. It is rarely 90% open on the open nostril, and it switches back and forth. I'm going to go on the left and sniff in. I'd say that's blocked about 50%. So it opened up both nostrils, it drained it, and except for a couple seconds ago, I've probably coughed maybe 3 or 4 times in the last couple hours. So this alone works. It worked. Now, I know there are lots of studies you can check online where people were extremely sick with allergies, very dangerously ill. And they started doing a rinse process, and all those things went away. I don't know if that's a true thing, but it does help. This has been used for thousands of years, called the neti pot, where it's like a teapot, you fill it up with saline solution, and you pour it in one nostril, and it comes out the other. The problem is that if you have a deviated septum like me, or if you don't have a clear path through, it's not going to go from one side and drain out the other. So with me, this little squeeze shoves it up a little bit, pushes it up the nostril, it drains out the other side, and then what you do after you finish doing this, they want you to squeeze like a quarter bottle at a time. I probably did this 6 squeezes out of it, and then I poured some out. There's a measuring thing over on the side. I don't know. I didn't read the instructions, so I don't know why they've got the measuring thing over there. But it helped. For 19 bucks, believe me, I'm not suffering and choking right now. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but the thing is that when you do this, it can moisturize the back of the nostril, the nasal passages, and the throat. It moisturizes it. It helps get everything draining like it should be. It lubricates it a little bit, and if you have allergens or a bunch of junk inside there, it will flush it out, or it can flush out most of it, and then it helps with the healing process. So do I recommend this? Yes. I know, like I said, my other bottle, I threw it out. I bought this 5 hours ago and used it when I came home, and it worked. So I totally recommend it. For the price, 19 bucks, 20 bucks, you're going to get your money's worth. Make sure you look at my video description. I'll leave a link so you can buy it. And I'm not putting that link in there so that I can get some affiliate money off of that, which I will. This thing just really helped me today a lot. Because, like I said, for probably a month, this thing's just gone on over and over and over. And I haven't been able to break it loose. It breaks loose for a couple days, and then the coughing comes back. So I don't know if it's the humidity or the cold, or it's not really a cold. I don't have a cold, but I burn up, and then I get cold and hot and cold and hot. And my body just has not acclimated to the time change and the temperature change yet, and the weather change. But this thing really helped out a lot. Okay, so sorry that I talked for 13 minutes, but if it helps your health, it was worth it. It totally helped me. Sorry about drawing this weird schnozzle, but I'm not too good with art. Stay well, stay healthy. Have a happy Thanksgiving, which is coming up. And if you're in Canada, you already had your Thanksgiving, and Happy New Year to everybody. And until the next video. If you buy this from Costco, their item number is 667448. And if you get it on Amazon, just look for the link in the description.